there, so today I want to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody. My girlfriend and I went and saw it for Thanksgiving, and we both just loved it. If you haven't seen it, it's phenomenal. I mean, the acting is just amazing. The music, of course, incredible. But, you know, the set pieces and their performances are also just fantastic. So I highly recommend it. It also just takes you on an incredible emotional journey. You know, by the time Queen hits the stage for the Live Aid concert, the band was no longer feeling relevant, and they hadn't been playing together or even talking, really, in a number of years. And so there was just a lot at stake when they took that stage. You're just so invested. You really want them to triumph at Live Aid. You know, they come out and there's just so much emotion and ferocity, really, or immediacy, I guess, is maybe also another good word, in Freddie's delivery of Bohemian Rhapsody that, you know, it's just palpable. It's just super cathartic sitting in the audience, because you really do feel like everything's at stake and he has really come to play. You know, it just sucks you in emotionally. You know, you're invested in these characters, and it pays off. The problem, however, is that those stakes didn't really exist. The truth of the matter is, Queen had actually just come off tour earlier that year for one of their albums. So a lot of the stakes which the movie sets up just weren't there in reality. While they might have been questioning their relevancy in the 80s, a lot of the other stuff that made that work and so emotional just wasn't the case. And, you know, that's not the only place where the filmmakers took some liberties with the story. I personally have never seen a biopic which has taken so many liberties with the truth. I mean, they're really just fast and loose with a lot of things. I mean, it feels like it's more, you know, not a biopic, but more like based on the life of. When they go to conquer America, you know, they come back to start their fourth album. So, you know, in theory, they're playing Sheer Heart Attack on tour, and that's when they break America. So in that sense, you know, they're coming off their third album to start their fourth, and yet while they're on tour, they're playing music off their sixth album. It's easy to just go to Wikipedia and look up, you know, their discography and see that, you know, they're playing songs off Jazz, which basically weren't written for like another 3 years or something. I guess to some degrees, that's the day and age we live in, because are people going to check the facts? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they'll just go to the movie and assume that what they're being told is correct. However, all those facts are incredibly easy to check. When you look at it as being a story about a real person who's dead and can't dispute anything, it's like, well, you know, shouldn't you be a little bit more honest in the way you portray things, in adhering to what are facts? You know, when I go to these movies, I want to learn some, and you know, I felt I did learn a lot of things, but then as I started to actually try and learn more about certain things, I realized that some of the things they said just wasn't true at all. And like I said, is, you know, in magazines or online, are easily refuted. I've never seen a biopic which has taken so many liberties with the truth and the way things happened. And this is where I struggle, because on one hand, the movie in and of itself was fantastic, and it takes you there, and it works perfectly as a film. I mean, I was getting a little teary when they were on stage at Live Aid, which is, you know, what I want a movie to do. I want it to move me emotionally. But it's just like, these aren't the actual facts of the situation. I guess the question is, does anybody actually care? I mean, I think it's well known in this day and age that people aren't fact-checking things, that, you know, there's a lot of fake news. And this movie, I guess, kind of felt like fake news to me in a lot of ways. You know, they're presenting a story, but it's not actually grounded in fact. It's essentially propaganda. I don't know if you guys care about that, or if you guys just want to go and watch a movie and enjoy the movie. Do you just want to go along for a ride and hear the hits and kind of, you know, maybe be sold a false bill of goods? That's a lot of fun. I struggle with it. I go back and forth because as a movie, I think it was perfect. It's just, you know, when I look at the facts of things. But at the same time, it's a biopic about someone who's not here anymore. And so Freddie can't defend himself and say that's not how things went. So that's what I'm curious about. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've seen Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, hit us up here in the comments.